1.
Second week of practice down here at University of Pittsburgh on the south side. I was checking out practice today. It was a perfect day for a camp practice. I can remember whenever I was back going to camp. I mean, the soreness, mental, just the stress of being in training camp right now, as a college kid is tough. So there's a lot of battles going on right now. The tight end battles, I loved seeing the tight ends in individual drills. I thought they could use a little bit more urgency, being an ex-tight end. So, but that's it. The technique-wise, it was there. They're going to have a good group of tight ends this year, which I thought was going to be one of the positions where they're going to have the least depth. The tight end position is going to be pretty decent. I do see that. Quarterbacks were spinning today. I liked all of them, really. I mean, I liked Pickett, DiNucci, McVitie, and Brown. Sorry, and Brown. Obviously, Brown to me looks like a front runner. You could tell that he was the number one quarterback coming out in the country, coming out of high school. Went to USC. We all know his story. In just my opinion, I think that he's going to be the front runner. He has the most experience at the position, and he looks to be like the leader. He looks to be like the guy that you're going to want underneath the center, the guy that you're going to want in your huddle to tell you what to do, to show you where to go. He seems like he has a real good grasp of football. Not everybody has that. Not every quarterback has that either, to be honest. But he seems like he has the leader qualities and characteristics to lead this team to an ACC championship, and that's what it's all about right now. I mean, I know it's early in the season. It just started 2 weeks ago. They're in the grind of camp, and one thing that's different now than it was when I played is there's no two-a-days anymore. So I think that is going to help the players a lot by recovering. And if you hear Narduzzi talk, he's all about recovery. And nowadays, that's what it's about. You see guys pulling hamstrings. You see guys, getting hurt. Maybe it was a lack of hydration, whatever it is. It's all about recovery. So I think that that's a good thing. They only have one practice now, and they'll be a lot healthier during the season. Even though they're young, they still will be a lot healthier during the season. Another position that I did like is the defensive line. Charlie Partridge, who was here when I was here, he's one of my favorite coaches of all time. He has a lot of, he's a tough coach. He gets in your face, he gets you going. But he's a good coach, too. He's a guy that, he's tough on you, but he'll put his arm around you, too. And I think a lot of those D-linemen, those young D-linemen need that. And, his drills are tough and his practices are tough, but I saw those guys getting after it. And I was really impressed with a lot of those guys on the defensive line. Linebackers, they're linebackers. They're going to be after the ball. Their instincts are pretty good. Where Genesis' instincts are very good. We saw him sporadically last year, and now he's going to be taking over for Galambos. But I think the linebacker position is pretty solid. D-backs, you have Whitehead, you have Maddox. Those are two veteran guys. I say veteran because, the NFL veteran, but, they're two older guys in the system. So, I think they're going to be pretty solid on defense, to be honest. A guy that I would look out for is Kazon Pugh. I mean, he's a freak of nature. If you look at him, I'm sure if he could get everything together, he's going to be a heck of a defensive lineman, defensive end, rush end, wherever really they want to put him. I mean, he's like, 6'4". I mean, he's huge. So, they have a lot of upside on the defense. Special teams is, special teams. There are going to be guys that you're going to find in the rough. There's going to be maybe even walk-on guys that you'll find that are out there that are grinding in camp right now that will be your special teams ace. Special teams ace is a guy who's your captain on special teams on kickoff, punt return, punt, and kickoff return. So I see that being solid too. I think everybody always forgets about special teams. Like, we always want to get caught up in talking offense and routes and running backs and for defense we always want to talk about interceptions. But special teams is a crucial part of this game, especially for this Pitt team. I know Pat Narduzzi and Coach Narduzzi, he harps on special teams. I mean, if you make plays in that area, you'll be a complete team. Another position is running back that I left off here. I mean, they have running back by committee. There may be a guy that's a front runner, which would be Olsen in my book at this point, but throughout the season, you'll see, I'm sure, 4 different running backs touch the ball each game. And that's a good problem to have whenever you lose somebody like James Conner, who got drafted in the 3rd round by the Pittsburgh Steelers. To have 4 guys, even if they're young, if they're old, have 4 guys that are legit running backs. That is a good problem to have if you're the Pitt Panthers. Offensive line, they got the transfer from Texas. He looked pretty good. Looked big kid, good size. I think the offensive line is going to be solid too. A lot of competition out there. I saw one of my favorite competitions I saw today was Avonte Maddox and Jester Wea. I mean, they were just jabbering, talking to each other the whole time in one-on-one drills. And That's what you need. That's what you need at camp. I mean, whenever I was here, Aaron Berry was a corner, and we had Jonathan Bond was a receiver. It's kind of the same matchup, kind of the same competition, and that's what you need. That's how you become a better team and a better teammate, and a better system, a better coach. You need all this good, healthy competition. So I was pretty impressed today, as a day that it's hot out. You don't want to. It's camp. Nobody wants to be in camp the second week. You're sore. You're tired. So I was pretty impressed today. This is Dorin Dickerson on Pittsburgh Sports Now.